If you had Six Flags Qiddiya under your predictions list for projects that would never happen, so far it sounds like you're losing. Because this just in, Six Flags Qiddiya is a go, and ground has been broken. Construction is now underway. In this press release that just came out, it describes a joint venture between two different construction companies coming together to physically build the park. It then goes into a bunch of detail about what you can expect. Some information that we already knew and some that is brand new. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this park, which is understandable, the last time we really heard anything about it was back in 2019. This is going to be a Six Flags branded park located outside of the city of Riyadh. Six Flags is not the one building it. They're mainly there to help guide the process and slap their name on it so it's a recognizable brand. And assuming all goes to plan, this will be Six Flags' only current international theme park. All of the financial backing for this project is really coming from the Saudi Arabian prince. And we now have an approximate cost for how much it'll be to actually build this park. It is 3.75 billion SAR, which converted to US dollars is about $1 billion. The basic rundown is we're looking at a 79-acre theme park with 28 rides and attractions, 10 thrill rides, 18 family attractions, 6 themed lands, with all of this being the first of its kind in the country. The president and CEO of Six Flags also commented on it, saying, "We are pleased that our first theme park outside of North America will be a part of what will become an iconic entertainment destination in the kingdom. Six Flags' brand of thrills and entertainment is perfect for the youthful population around Riyadh and in the Middle East, and our park will help the city's quest to become one of the best places to live in the world." It sounds like they are very serious about making this project happen, which is very funny I think to most of us roller coaster enthusiasts, because when this project was announced, the first question most of us asked is, okay, is this actually gonna happen? And it sounds like it is. I know I certainly had my doubts about the project, but they've released some pretty detailed information about what you can expect here. So let's go through some of the key things here. Of course, starting with Falcons Flight. Now we know that this ride is set to be designed by Intamin. It'll be the world's fastest roller coaster, set to be about 155 miles per hour, about 2.5 miles of track, which makes it the world's longest roller coaster. And to my knowledge, an official height has not yet been released, and I believe I heard somewhere they were shooting for over 500. And based off of this rendering, it looks like that is going to be using a lift tilt, but we also know there are set to be LSMs partway throughout the ride to help build up some more speed. And as you can see here by this graphic, it is set to go all around the entire park. If this ends up getting built, this ride is going to be absolutely enormous. I know everyone was making fun of this ride and kind of memeing it based off of the animation that was sent out back in 2019 because of how ridiculous it looked and completely unrealistic. I know I said this then, and I'll say it again. That was just a preliminary idea. The actual roller coaster is likely going to look completely different, especially since in the original animation, the ride defied the laws of physics. Intamin has done some wild rides in the past, and I have no doubt that if this ends up getting built, this thing is going to be absolutely insane. But let's talk about some of the other things that are expected to come here. They say the theme park will have 5 signature rides. The next one is Sirocco Tower, which is the world's tallest freestanding shot tower ride. Now, we don't know this for sure, but typically when you refer to a shot tower, you're talking about an S&S drop tower, something that shoots you up to the top and then thrusts you back down to the bottom. The current tallest one is over 300 feet, so they would definitely have to be taller than that for this to take the record. They're also talking about Gyrospin, which is the world's tallest pendulum ride. I know Six Flags has come out with a couple of these, including Crazanity at Six Flags Magic Mountain, so this would be the largest one of those. Spitfire is described as the world's tallest inverted top hat coaster. That will be an element on this LSM multi-launch coaster, which is also, now we know, going to have a stall. So that's going to be awesome. And then Iron Rattler, not the RMC, is the world's tallest tilt coaster, which just the fact that we'd be getting another one of those is a big deal. My assumption is that this would be from Vekoma. Right now, the only one that they've done is over in Taiwan. But from what I've heard, they've recently been testing out a new and improved tilt coaster at their factory in the Netherlands. So maybe that is what this is for. So now let's dive into some of the themed areas. Now, we already know a lot of this information, but I know it's been a while, so this might be a refresher for you, but we do know now some of the specific attractions that you can expect in these different lands. So let's go through them, starting with the hub. This is called the Citadel. This is going to lead to all of the different themed areas. There's going to be canopies and different cafes and shops, but probably not any big rides. But that's okay, because right next door is the City of Thrills, and that's where Falcons Flight is. And this absolutely sounds like the park's Tomorrowland, if you will. Something that is very futuristic, although although unlike Tomorrowland, it's not going to feel retro at all. And then the other main attraction that you can expect here is the Sirocco Tower. Next up, we have Discovery Springs. This is very aquatic, lots of waterfalls and aqueducts and geysers. And the key attraction there is what they're calling Sea Stallion. It's an interactive ride where you're propelled on rivers, you go behind waterfalls and trees, and you control the speed and acceleration of the vehicle. I think it's something like the Maurer Spike Coaster, like Bolt on the Carnival cruise ship. Next up, we have Steamtown. This sounds absolutely like it is going to be the steampunk themed area. That's also where you're getting the Iron Rattler mine train. Tilts you down to the ground and you fall into a mine shaft. And there will also be a water coaster here. Very much sounds like something you see from mock rides. And then we are also going to get a climbing structure called Treehouse Trek and a spinning mechanical ride called the Bull Rider. Then next up, we have Twilight Gardens. This absolutely sounds like the children's area. They describe it as lots of colorful flowers and friendly creatures. The key attraction here is going to be the Twilight Express roller coaster, which takes passengers through a magical garden. And then there is an interactive dark ride called the Critter Chase. And there will be a kaleidoscope themed hot air balloon attraction, most likely from Zamperla if I had to take a guess. And next we have Valley of Fortune. And when I read this description, I imagine some old ruins. They talk about an old Arabian masonry and various fortune seekers coming from around the world to see it. The signature attraction here is Spitfire, which is that triple launch coaster we were talking about. We also have Skywatch, a hydraulic boom ride where riders are lifted in the sky. Treasure Trail, which is a car themed attraction. And then Canyon Charters, which is a little family plane ride. And then finally we have Grand Exposition. And this seems like it's going to be themed to like a traditional World Expo. Science and technology coming together. That's where you have that big giant pendulum. And then we have Colossus, which is described as Six Flags' classic and most loved roller coaster. But here's the kicker. When you think of Colossus, you think of an old classic kind of wooden roller coaster. But this is described as a gravity-driven wood-steel hybrid coaster. The only stat that we were given is that it'll have a track length of about 2,600 feet. I know just purely based off that description, it sounds like something RMC would do. Although in this rendering, it does look a bit more GCI-ish. So we'll have to wait and see on that one, but I think this is definitely one of the most intriguing roller coasters set to come to this park. And then other attractions include the Arabian Carousel, a bumper car attraction themed to London cabs, and an Expo Flyer swing ride. So as you can see, there is a lot to unpack here. I know originally the park was set to open in 2023, although at this rate, I think there is absolutely no way that is possible. But regardless, it is great to get new information about this because like I said at the beginning of the video, I think most people at this point just assumed that this project was dead. But it sounds like it's very much alive and they are full steam ahead. It's very ambitious. I mean, I know even after all this, I'm still a little skeptical, you know? But hopefully we'll get some more construction photos and even more information once some significant progress is made. And then we'll be able to get an even more accurate idea of what to expect with this very crazy theme park coming to Saudi Arabia. So I want to hear down in the comments below, what do you think of this project and all of the new information that's been revealed? You can post that down in the comments below and stay tuned for more videos here at Coaster Studios, and we'll see you next time.